Imagine you are standing in a drafty, silent hallway in the middle of the night. You've just traveled days across the country, alone, leaving behind the only family you've ever known. You are Eloise Bridgerton, and you are standing outside the door of a man you only know through ink and parchment. You expected a soulmate. You expected the gentleman from the letters who shared your love for words. But as the door opens, you face a giant of a man with bruised knuckles and a heavy scowl. He doesn't want a romance, he wants a mother for his children. Suddenly, the quiet life of a spinster in London feels a lot safer than the secrets hiding in this crumbling country manor. Is this the beginning of a love story, or the biggest mistake of your life?
Hey readers! Busy life making it hard to finish books? I've got you covered. Before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Let's dive into books in minutes.
To Sir Phillip, with Love is the fifth installment in Julia Quinn's Bridgerton series. While the earlier books focused on the high society marriage mart, this novel takes us into the raw, often messy reality of a marriage of convenience. Quinn wrote this book to bridge the gap between the witty, intellectual Eloise Bridgerton and the complicated world of grief and parenting. It's a story about the masks people wear. How a man can be a gentleman on paper, but a beast in person, and how a woman known for her talkative nature can find herself silenced by the weight of someone else's sorrow. This is for readers who appreciate character-driven drama and stories about healing old wounds. Part 1: The Invitation and the Escape. Eloise Bridgerton is 28 and feeling the sting of loneliness. Her best friend, Penelope Featherington, has finally married, leaving Eloise as the last one left. For a year, she has been writing to Sir Philip Crane, whose wife, Eloise's distant cousin Marina, passed away after a long illness. When Philip suggests in a letter that she come to his estate, Romney Hall, to consider a marriage proposal, Eloise does something completely out of character. She leaves a note for her family and disappears in the middle of the night. She arrives unannounced, shocking Philip, who never actually expected her to show up. Part 2: The Beast in the Garden. The Philip Eloise meets is not the scholar she imagined. He is a massive, physically powerful man who spends his days in his greenhouse. He is blunt, socially awkward, and deeply tired. We learn that his marriage to Marina was a tragedy. She suffered from severe clinical depression and spent her days in a dark room, eventually attempting to end her life in a freezing lake. Though Philip saved her that day, she died of a fever shortly after. Philip doesn't want love. He wants a woman to manage his two unruly children, Oliver and Amanda. He views Eloise as a practical solution to a chaotic household. Part 3: The War with the Twins. The Crane twins are legends of mischief. They have driven away every governess Philip has hired. On Eloise's first day, they put a fish in her bed. Later, they rig a heavy flour sack to fall on her head. But Eloise grew up with 4 brothers. She doesn't cry or scream. Instead, she sits the children down and tells them exactly why their pranks failed. She begins to realize the children aren't bad. They are desperate for attention from a father who is too afraid to look at them, because they remind him of the wife he couldn't save. Part 4: The Shadow of the Cane. As Philip and Eloise spend time together, the tension between them shifts from frustration to attraction. However, a dark secret hangs over Philip. He was brutally abused by his own father, who used a cane to discipline him. Because of this, Philip is terrified of his own temper. He believes that if he gets too close to his children, he will turn into his father. His neglect is actually a misguided attempt to protect them from himself. Eloise, observant and sharp, begins to realize that Philip's silence isn't coldness, it's trauma. Part 5: The Bridgerton Storm. Just as Eloise and Philip are beginning to navigate their confusing attraction, the peace of the countryside is shattered. In a whirlwind of dust and fury, the four Bridgerton brothers, Anthony, Benedict, Colin, and Gregory, burst into Romney Hall. They haven't just come for a visit. They've come to rescue their sister from what they assume is a kidnapping or a ruinous scandal. The confrontation is both legendary and incredibly tense. The brothers find Philip and Eloise in a highly compromising position, and the protective instincts of the Bridgerton men go into overdrive. Philip, despite being a physically powerful man, is nearly overwhelmed by the sheer force of four angry brothers. Anthony, as the head of the family, is livid. He doesn't care about Philip's excuses or the letters, he cares about Eloise's reputation. A physical altercation nearly breaks out, and the tension in the room is thick enough to cut. To save her honor, Philip immediately agrees to marry her. However, for Eloise, this is a hollow victory. She is heartbroken. She realizes she has fallen in love with this brooding, complicated man, but she is haunted by the fear that Philip is only saying "I do" to stop her brothers from killing him and to finally secure a mother for his unruly twins. She feels like a commodity being traded, rather than a woman being chosen. Part 6: The Greenhouse Breakthrough. The wedding happens quickly, but the marriage is cold. The house remains a battlefield of silent tension. The breaking point arrives when the twins, Oliver and Amanda, pull their most dangerous prank yet, one that nearly causes a serious accident. Philip's temper, which he has suppressed for years out of fear, finally snaps. In a moment of pure, blind rage, he reaches for a riding crop, intending to discipline his son the same way his own father used to beat him. He stops mid-air, his hand trembling, absolutely horrified by the monster he sees in the mirror. He realizes he is 1 second away from becoming the very man he spent his life hating. He flees to his sanctuary, the greenhouse. Eloise follows him, refusing to let him hide in his silence any longer. She confronts him, demanding to know why he is so afraid of his own children. In a raw, gut-wrenching scene among the ferns and flowers, the beast of Romney Hall finally breaks. Philip collapses into Eloise's arms and weeps, pouring out decades of trauma. He talks about his abusive father, the crushing guilt of not being able to fix Marina's depression, and his paralyzing fear that he is inherently broken. For the first time, Eloise doesn't just talk, she listens. She helps him realize that being a father isn't about being a perfect, emotionless statue, it's about being present, even when it's messy. This breakthrough changes everything. The book doesn't end with a grand London ball, but with a quiet, beautiful scene of Philip finally playing with his children in the sun-drenched greenhouse, with Eloise by his side. They aren't a perfect family, but they are finally a whole one. Key takeaways. To Sir Phillip, With Love is a masterclass in several themes. Breaking the cycle, Philip's arc proves that our upbringing doesn't have to be our destiny. He had to consciously choose to be different from his father. The reality of mental health. The book handles Marina's depression with a surprising amount of gravity for a romance novel, showing how it affects the entire family unit. Finding joy in the quiet life. Eloise learns that she doesn't need the glitter of London to be happy. She finds fulfillment in being a mother and a partner to a man who truly needs her. This book is a must-read for anyone who loves stories about fixer-upper hearts and the power of a woman who refuses to be ignored. So what do you think about this book? Did Philip's struggle with his past resonate with you, or did you find Eloise's boldness more inspiring? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you took away from their journey. And if there's a book you'd like me to cover next, drop that below as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.